Good morning. It is Labor Day. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning and 65 degrees. We are in the middle of an end of summer heat wave here where we're reaching temperatures between 100 and 105 on a daily basis. But our humidity is definitely dropping off. We've had some really high humidity in the 20s and 30s for us is extraordinary. Normally we're in the teens or single digits. Today I'm just going to walk through and share a couple quick things with you. First, the new large flower pot I added to the square garden and filled with vinca is doing wonderfully. The calibrachoa that I put in it did not really survive. The purple made it. The white died. They just weren't a good combination. This is interesting. Apparently a vinca seed fell here and produced a cute little white vinca. Something new I learned. Vinca apparently can grow along here. And of course my experiment with lemon balm worked out. These are all the lemon balms I found throughout the yard and planted right here to see if they would take. And it worked. So I have a nice little green hedge here. The flower box has been a stunner this year. Between the white petunias, the purple clematis, my supposed dwarf Gara, I don't think I'm going to keep it here, way too big, some alyssum and angelonia. It's just beautiful. I've really just loved looking at it. And I have the creeping rosemary here at the end. And then found a meteor shower verbena at the store and bought it because I just love the way it looks. I did not have a spot in mine. Again, impulse purchase, not a good idea. And then I planted more vinca. Vinca I planted this year because the petunias require BT. And I don't generally keep up really well with the BT. I have done better this year. The Chinese fringe bush I planted, or the loropetalum I planted earlier this year, is looking good. Now it has been green all summer because it's getting a ton of sun. It should not get as much sun as it is. You can see here that some of the leaves are turning a bronzed color heading into winter because it's not getting as much sun. So I'm hoping as this tree grows, this will get more shade and be more dark foliage, kind of mirroring the barberry back there. And then this will be evergreen, because the barberry is not. And we'll start getting that ability to tree form, which was my goal, this plant. The lemon coral sedum that returned from last year never took the form. This was the brand new one I bought. This one formed up okay, but the rest of these all look kind of sad. It's not really got the lemon coral sedum mound look. So I suspect trying to maintain them year over year doesn't quite work. Or maybe I did something wrong. Some of them even have started to die back. I planted 3 kinds of petunias here this year. Kind of a pink one, a little purpley blue one, and then a dark purple one. And I think they look good, but I'm going to say I prefer a single color of petunia. If I do this in the future, I will definitely stick to one color and not do a mix. Or maybe I should drift them a little differently. I don't know, but I do love it, and I do love having the splash of color along here, but these didn't quite make it for me this year. Lyrical White Salvia is looking really good. It's kind of blocked by some of this, and I think it might be getting shade from the huge Echinacea spires here. Now, the Echinacea I struggled with this year. It all died back so quickly. I didn't anticipate everything going quite so brown so early in the season, and I struggled with everything falling over. So these got taller than I wanted. They bronzed died back faster than I wanted. A little disappointed. I had expected them to get maybe 2 to 2.5 feet tall, possibly 3, but these are like 4 to 4.5 feet tall, much larger than I anticipated and probably too big for the space. The second year of the sparkling amethyst verbena started off really nice. It looked gorgeous and green and bright, but as the summer went on, it's really started to look more sparse. The flowers weren't drying back. The flower spikes were drying back a lot more. Not as many flowers, not as green. I stepped in the base of this one when I was trying to save the peach tree. All my braces fell, like the whole tree, everything was flopped over. So I was rushing about trying to reset the peach tree into place so that I didn't lose more branches, and stepped into the flower several times trying to save this. So the big pot here next to the orchard, I put in one of the Russian sage plants that I had in front of the house, thinking maybe it would do better than the topiary I had in it last year. And overall, I think it has done better. It's died back faster and it definitely didn't get as big, but it didn't flop. Not as much as the ones in front of the house have flopped, that's for sure. So I'm gonna call this a success, but I don't think it was very pretty looking. Over here in the east side of my garden, under the fountain, I have the little patch of foxglove I planted. This year I have foxglove that has pretty much remained throughout the garden. I've cut it back, kept it watered, and it's doing much better than it has in the patch next to the rose arch. Back there, I planted some pink begonias that have done wonderfully in that pot. And along the pathway here, I just kept some lemon balm and alyssum alive for the season, just to have a little low-lying interest in this space. To my surprise, the spider plant that was under the Japanese maple survived the summer. I really didn't think it would. Now it does have some scald, but it's doing okay. And a little foxglove over there in the corner, looking real cute. It just came out recently. Along here, along the house side, the east side with the house, this is a traditional azalea that the person who takes care of some of the more general tasks in my garden cut back recently. Did not expect that. I don't know if I've lost all the blooms. This is a coleus I overwintered last year, planted it out, and it just took off. It is doing amazing and completely engulfed the Peruvian lily that's hiding somewhere. Hopefully the Peruvian lily makes its way out. This is the white begonias that I had last year. There are 5 in this spot, and they have been doing a phenomenal job of growing. I can't believe how amazing they are here in this space. The smaller sides are actually 2 that I transplanted from out of a pot. And I do have the little plant outs of the Japanese maples that I shared in a video, and they are doing really well. Last things to share here, the limelight hydrangea, huge, 6-7 feet tall maybe, just ginormous. Again, splayed out right over the sidewalk. You have to walk off the sidewalk to get to the garage. Gonna have to try and trim even more harshly this winter. And I am pleased to see that the Macrophylla hydrangea, the big band, or Let's Dance big band hydrangea, did make it. Looks so much better in this spot. Lots of protection from the limelight, so it's been looking good. And lastly, the Catalpa is looking good. Has some new sunflowers on it left from this last bloom, and new flowers forming to bloom in the next month, I think. I'm still trying to decide what to do when it comes to my lavender. I love the lavender. It's so beautiful, and I love the smell, and I love the bees that come and hang out on it. It's just so satisfying to watch all the pollinators on here. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do. I do know these need to be replaced. They're just not in the best condition. They're kind of 5 years old at this point, and I have not pruned them properly. They're not quite getting the same amount of sun, so I'm thinking I need to kind of approach this a little differently. Maybe I'll put a ring around this pot of the lavender. It'll get more sun than it does over here. It's a thought. Thank you for joining me for my garden journey.